Hey folks, so I got back from the farmers conference up in Juneau this week, beginning of this week, and I wanted to do a video about, some of the things that I learned, and also I was on a farm tour while I was up there, and I took a lot of video, so I wanted to show you that, but I'm having a hard time this week. Normally on this channel, I don't like to talk about world affairs because, I'm kind of live and let live, let everybody have their own thoughts about things. But I watched that meeting at the White House between President of the United States and Vice President and the President of Ukraine, Zelensky. And dudes, I'm just like that. It's just like the last straw, right? I've been listening to all these things coming out of the Trump administration talking about, attacking Canada, who is our friend up north, and other countries around the world. And I haven't said anything, but I just want to say right now to my viewers and friends up in Canada, I really just apologize. And I just saw that meeting and I thought, I've never seen any president in my lifetime, and I'm 55 years old. So I remember when I was a little kid, back to Carter, I remember Reagan, all the way up till now. And no president of the United States would ever have said those kinds of things. I watched Trump feeling sorry for Putin because of the way he was treated, and he was accused of interfering in our 2020 elections. And Trump just felt really sorry for him. And J.D. Vance, who's our vice president, was talking about Zelensky taking people on propaganda tours, is what he called it, to show the devastation in his country as they are fighting for their lives against a dictator who has his political rivals poisoned and thrown out of windows. Excuse my language. And this is the guy that our United States president and vice president feel sorry for, Putin, while he is attacking his neighbors. And there's always this excuse that, well, geez, if they hadn't tried to expand NATO, then it wouldn't have made Putin nervous, and we got to be concerned about. But you know what? If Putin was not invading neighboring countries, if he was not going into Chechnya, going into Georgia, going into Ukraine, putting up puppet governments in Belarus, then the neighboring countries would not so desperately want to get into NATO. So I don't feel sorry for Putin. And I don't think that our country and our leaders should be standing up for Putin. And there could be all sorts of ways of handling this and dealing with this. But at a minimum, we should not be apologizing for that dictator. So, honestly, people, it is hard to do the day-to-day work. I'm sure everybody's feeling this. The day-to-day work that we do in our lives while this is going on. So I just had to say something. These are the things I'm thinking about all the time now as I'm out here la-di-da trying to grow food. There are people that are sitting here right now who agree with what happened and what's going on, and they think it's funny and they think it's great. And it's really hard to live in a country where there are people that think this is just some game. And so I don't know what to do. You know, part of it is like, I feel like if I don't do videos, then I'm just allowing the ugly parts of our country to win. You know, I think our country is a great country. We've done a lot of things wrong, but we've done so many good things. And we've really come a long way. And I'd just like us to keep going that way. And just not fall back. So we've just got a lot of years of this ahead of us. And this is the Ravens. They're mad at each other. I don't know what to do, folks. For those of you that may be watching, I hope that the people who watch my channel don't think this is great. That don't think that this, like, at a minimum, dudes, at a minimum, like, we make mistakes in this country, but at a minimum, we could all just agree that Putin's not a good guy, and we don't need to feel sorry for his ass. And that a country that is fighting for their independence and to maintain their sovereignty, like, dudes, they shouldn't be treated like. So anyway, I don't know what to do. I plan on having a great garden this year. I'm gonna grow lots of food. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna put up my tunnel. It's gonna be a lot of hard work. It's gonna be a lot of weird changes. I don't know, dudes. Maybe by next week, I'll be calm. I'll talk about what I learned in the conference. I'll share what I saw at the little farms out there in Juneau. I don't know, dudes. I'll see you later for now.
The same day, Putin published his presidential decree from the 1st of February 2022 of the recognition of the sovereignty of the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics. At the very end here, they say that Russia will use its forces to support those republics, according to agreement between those. And that evening, I performed my last flight as an airline pilot. I flown to Dubai, later on to Delhi, and then came back in roughly 2 days. That's what I've recorded on my short video. Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and I'm going to fly on that beautiful airplane Boeing 737 as a passenger to Dubai. After that I'm gonna travel to Rosenheim. Unfortunately I will not stay in Dubai, I will not able to film the layover there. And about the situation in Ukraine, everything is normal for now. I'm positive about everything. We still have everything as usual casual life. We have even flights ongoing. I know that some of the airlines like KLM, Vance, Swiss, they canceled the flights, but no worries my friends, so far everything is normal. And it will be the stupid action from Russia to come to Ukraine. Yeah, it was. Why did I say that? Because it was understandable that the Ukrainians will resist. They will not accept Russia in Ukraine. By the time I was monitoring Flight Radar 24, I wasn't sleeping. It was, yes, during the night time, roughly at 3 a.m. And I saw how many of the airplanes were indeed leaving our airspace, landing in their alternates. By the time I woke up my wife and told her that something is really up to happen immediately. And yes, I already returned from my trip to Delhi, just the day before the full-scale war started. Simultaneously, the Russian channel started to broadcast the address of their leader, where he stated that Russia was humiliated by West and they gonna return everything back. At that moment, I personally already understood that it's the start of the war, so I called my wife to start pack things, belongings, to leave our place, because we used to live very close to the military base, like 50 meters away across the road. In New York, there is the emergency meeting of the United Nations happening. Guterres called Putin not to start the war and to stop it immediately. Stop your forces, do not attack Ukraine. Give a chance for the peace solution. Meanwhile, Putin's address continues, and I was packing my things with the family by that time. The audio of Putin's speech was just playing on my phone, and I put it at the angle of the room. Then I heard the words that changed everything to before and after.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции.
It was 100% understandable that it's the big war between Ukraine and Russia. There is no other way. Russia will be fully included. Before, they supported those separatists and so on, but now they're gonna attack Ukraine with everything they have. And we were looking at each other with my wife, then we heard loud bangs. Yeah, from the side of the military airport. Our house even was shaking, and we took everything we had very close to us and started to run for our car to leave the area. And only on the second day I've been told that those were not the Russian bombs which kaboomed near to our house. Those were the Ukrainian air defense systems which tried to shut down Russian cruise missiles heading towards Ukrainian infrastructural objects. So then S-300 air defense launches the missile. Yes, it could be very loud. And that's the Russian TV right after Putin's address. Good morning, they say. The winter is going to the end. The spring is coming.